Thus, without further ado, because I know how busy you are, my dear friend, Ken Griffin, Director of Golf Sales and Marketing for the one and only renowned BOYNE Golf, BOYNE Golf.com, just like it sounds. Ken, how are you doing on already February, Friday the 20th? Just rolling into the weekend, but I mean, there's so many great things to talk about BOYNE, but how are you personally doing, Ken?
Well, personally, I'm doing great. Became a grandfather this year, so I've got a couple grandkids that I enjoy spending time with. And in the wintertime, I work for the perfect company, Judd, because in the wintertime we ski. We're the largest privately held ski resort company in the U.S. with 10 resorts all across the U.S. from Maine to British Columbia. But in the summertime we golf. And I'm in the right state for that because we own 14 courses, Sunny River, Maine, Sugarloaf, Maine, and Big Sky, Montana. But here in Michigan, we have, the 11 courses, Michigan's Magnificent 11 in northern Michigan, that just offer incredible variety and the best summer golf weather in the U.S.
Well, speaking, well said, my friend, and always so very well spoken. And speaking of the perfect segue, the quote unquote big news in all caps, as you put it, in April, USA Today's 10 Best Awards named BOYNE Golf as the #1 golf resort destination in the United States for 2025.
Yeah, incredible. And that was kind of backed up because in the resort category, the Highlands was the #2 resort, and BOYNE Golf won the top destination. So very, very incredible honor and very humbled. I mean, our teams work really, really hard to create an incredible guest experience. And it's just nice, nice for us to be recognized, but really, probably more importantly, for the team to be recognized for all their efforts in the local community for how warm and welcoming they are.
Well said, and as you noted, it's the those awards are also they're humbling, and it's you're keeping in obviously very very great company. Just
Incredibly great company, right?
to say the
Incredibly
least.
great. We pinch ourselves, and we work really hard to try and have our golf at that quality level to be compared with those. But it's nice when you see it in print that you outside sources are also putting you in those categories.
And absolutely, and especially when on in the United States alone, the caliber and I think caliber says it all, quite frankly, of the competition, so to speak, or the company that you keep is absolutely it's unparalleled, quite frankly.
Well,
And
thanks. And for us, what we see too is we operate on two comp sets, okay? Because we're talking about the national comp set and the quality of golf. But if you just pull Michigan out, how did we get there to start with? Let's be competitive in Michigan. Nobody realizes that Michigan has the third highest number of golf courses of any state in the United States. There are 650 public courses and over 200 private courses in the state.
wow, I
So
didn't even know. I
you got
didn't.
to be good in the state. You got to work pretty hard because there's some
Yeah,
really good golf that people have to drive by to come see us. But that makes it worth flying in and lets us compete at a national level.
and uh, as you know here as well, I didn't know that. You never revealed that to me. You can't even that doesn't even seem possible. I've known that many golf
On
courses
short seasons,
and an amazingly short season. I mean, for example, with in terms of the season, I'm looking at. I just pointed this out to you, but the Inn at Bay Harbor. I just thought I'd have this on to get in the mood. I'm looking at the live webcam from. This is relatively near you, right?
well, I mean, it's one of our courses, and the courses sit just west of that, closer to Lake Michigan. Yeah.
So I'm looking at the live webcam there, the Inn at Bay Harbor, and it's very snowy, and it's very cool. The live webcam, it's up so high that you can see the curvature of the Earth on Lake Michigan. But still, I bring it up because, as you just mentioned, you have all of those amazing golf courses, and in Michigan, of course, being located where it is and having the seasonality, you have a short season to play that much golf. So it speaks even further volumes about the quality of the golf that you do have in the state in general, but then further at BOYNE.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now, I mean, we open courses in late April, and we do that because all the snow and all the shore ice is always gone by then. But I mean, right now, if you're looking at that, I don't know if the bay's fully covered still, but I mean, you're looking at least a couple 100 feet of shore ice off the shore.
Yeah.
But give us another 2 months, and all that goes away, and that makes for really green, lush golf courses that you can come and enjoy. And we'll start opening courses in late April, and by around the 10th or 12th of May, we have all 11 or all 10 courses open. We have one course built on a ski slope. We have a new 9-hole course, Dune Bray, that's built into the bottom of the hill that we're currently skiing on. And so that one may take a week or two. That's somewhere between Memorial Day, or we guarantee, we typically open between Memorial Day and early June.
And then with that, you have, so, to really emphasize what you just skimmed over, of course, because there's so many bullet points to touch upon, but you have 10 extraordinary, and extraordinary is not even the correct word, 18.
Thank you.
Yeah, 18. Absolutely. And some of them, it's also thank you and compliments again on the most recent round of images and photos you sent. They just keep, that one just had some extra something on that round. They're just fantastic. And you get lost in them because it's so easy, obviously, to look at a set of images from a golf course or a set of golf courses. And obviously many of them are going to look the same, right? But then with each and every set of images and photos that you sent, they're just amazing. I mean, you're playing the best golf in the world, in the United States. And further, many of it, a significant amount of it, you would know the exact amount, is literally you're looking at you're playing in art. I mean, Lake Michigan. It's unparalleled. It's unprecedented.
The canvas behind us, okay, there are a number of things we're blessed with. We worked really hard with those courses, but we can start with Northern Michigan's daylight. Okay, so in the summertime, we can start playing golf at 6:30 in the morning. And because we're on the far side of the Eastern time zone and north of the 45th parallel, you can play 18 and start at 7 o'clock in the evening and still get 18 in before 10 o'clock. And it's still light enough to do that in the core part of the season.
Wow,
And
that's amazing.
And it's amazing. And then you've got, all that heat and humidity that you have down south. Well, we don't have that. Our average temperature in the summertime is 75 to 80 degrees, and the humidity is low. Typical breeze on our inland courses is about 5 miles an hour, and it's about 8 to 10 maybe on the lakeshore courses. So I mean, it's just a tremendous climate to play golf in all summer long. And what we like to say about the long daylight, I don't know many people that can pick up the club at 6:30 and play till that late at day, but we just say you can play and play and play. And if that's one round or two round, and then all the playing you can do just enjoying Northern Michigan, and I think we have 14 wineries around us and a number of distilleries. Mackinac Island, which annually is either TripAdvisor or USA's Today top summer destination, is only about 45 minutes from the courses at the Highlands. So just a lot of things you can do to enjoy the summertime. Lakeshore communities within 6 or 7 miles of each. So when you come to a BOYNE Golf vacation, it's not like you're buried in the middle of nowhere with nothing but golf. The gaslight districts and the lakeshore towns of Boyne City and Petoskey and Harbor Springs are just tremendous opportunities to enjoy Northern Michigan when you're not on the course.
Absolutely breathtaking on every possible level. I was literally just thinking to myself, I should go move there for at least a summer. I mean, it just sounds so absolutely perfect. And it's literally sounds like golfer's paradise on every level, as you put it. It's not only for the golfer themselves, but also for your entire family. So that while you can play more golf than you've ever played in your life in the perfect conditions, your family can be enjoying some of their greatest moments in life as well. And then also, as you touched upon, it's with respect to proximity to Petoskey and whatnot, it's easier access than ever for most of the U.S., right? Due to 20 cities with direct flights into TVC. I'll let you expand.
Yeah, no, the major airlines, Delta, United, American, all fly into Traverse City from 22 U.S. cities. as well as Allegiant is flying out of Florida and out of Arizona. So, I mean, you go around, and other than California, the far West Coast, but Denver has direct flights into Traverse City, and Traverse City is maybe a 75-minute drive to our courses. And so the fact is it's very easy. Boston's a 2-hour flight. The New York Middle Atlantic area is about an hour and a half flight direct into Traverse City. Um, so, it's just extremely easy access. Plus, the 8-hour drive market from around us is pretty huge. So, overall, whether you drive or whether you fly, easy to get here and just, incredible vacation experience when you do. We've talked a lot about the golf, and certainly it's a golf-centric vacation. I mean, that in the summertime is what is driving you here, and that's what I'm supposed to tell you you're supposed to come for, right? That's in my title. But the other thing are just the options. It's not like a lot of resorts that are like you have a good or a better or a good, better, best. Okay, as far as the lodging accommodation. So between our 3 resort properties, so as we said, the Highlands is about 12 miles north of Petoskey. The Inn at Bay Harbor and the Bay Harbor Golf Club are about 5 miles west, and Boyne Mountain's about a 20-minute drive south. But between those 3 properties, we have 120 different room types. We have about 34 to 3,500 beds that you could stay in. So where you stay may not just be a selection of what courses I want to play. Maybe I want to stay in the middle so I have easy access to all, or maybe I want to stay at Boyne Mountain so that I have family, I have these people that aren't playing golf. These 4
Right.
are and these 4 aren't. And so I've got, Avalanche Bay, an 88,000 square foot indoor water park. We've got a 450-acre lake back beside with a restaurant that we own sitting right beside the lake and the golf course there. Activities, zip line, Skybridge, Michigan, a new attraction is the world's longest, tallest timber suspension bridge. It's 1,100 feet long and that is 120 feet off the ground. So there's plenty of things to do when you're not on the course, whether you're on property or off.
To say the least. And then also to once again touch upon in case anyone missed it, but the wine, the winery and the winery selection. I mean, that's fantastic as well, and something that people will have to do a feature on that alone in elevated wine, spirits, and cuisine. And then
There we
also
go.
with respect to the accessibility and the ease with respect to getting to Boyne is not to, of course, take some time to touch upon the fact that Boyne Mountains Airport received a $4 million upgrade just 2 years ago, can handle 16 passenger private jets, and is located a daunting 1,000 feet from the hotel.
Yeah, no, yeah, even I miss points. There's too many bullets, John. But yeah, it went through a major upgrade just a couple years ago, and now it's an all-weather airport, but it's still a private tower, so there's nobody in the
Yeah.
tower. But if it's set up now, so if you're flying 16 passenger jets in, you have the electronics that make it an all-weather airport. And just tremendously easy access that you can fly to on a private jet from anywhere in the US and bring 4 foursomes.
Yeah, exactly. And you're literally landing, you're 1,000 feet. That is absolutely spectacular.
Well, and the lodging types, it's not just 120 room types, but it's where these lodges are located because, I mean, we own just shy of 10,000 acres here in northern Michigan. The Highlands has about 3,500 acres. The Bay Harbor facilities and those courses are just under 2,000. Boyne Mountain's about 4,500. But within there, somebody says, well, okay, what if I just a couple and we want to stay in a hotel room? Well, do you want to stay in a standard hotel room? Do you want to stay in an elevated experience that we've just upgraded the rooms at the main lodge or Chalet Edelweiss, which is like a 32-room boutique hotel at Boyne Mountain? Or do you want to stay at the Inn at Bay Harbor? Up until this year, the Bay Harbor was a Marriott property. We'd managed it through Marriott's facilities, and we went independent or a Boyne Resorts hotel last fall. For golfers, it's the greatest news in the world because When it was a Marriott, all you could buy was a stay and play that was a Marriott stay and play. Now that it's not, you can do a stay and play. You can do an unlimited golf nights. You can do our nights with unlimited golf, or you can do our Super Five, or more importantly, the Michigan's Magnificent 11 package that actually gives you an opportunity to play every course we have but in your golf package. And all those are available with stays at, it's a 125 room hotel on the shores of Lake Michigan. And we say it's like I mean, it even has a red roof and a white side. It looks like the Del Coronado. It's not
Yeah.
quite as big, not quite as much of a maze as the Del is, but the look and touch and feel. But it's, or the Mount Washington Hotel in the east. So it's like that classic old turn of the century hotel, only it's 100 years newer. It was built in the late 90s. So you've got a modern facility sitting on Lake Michigan shores that you can stay there. Oh, I want a condo. Well, do you want a condo or a townhome? Do you want it off the course? Or do you want it on the course, okay? Or do you want it in the village at one of the resorts? Well, I would like it on a lake. Well, do you want it on a 450-acre lake, or do you want it to sit on the shores of Lake Michigan beside the Inlet Bay Harbor or at Cricket Tree overlooking? So all these are options when you, so where do you want to stay? How big's your group? And our guest experience agents, one thing that is a little unique in today's modern world is you can buy a tee time online. It's pretty simple. I want to play at 11 o'clock in the morning on this course, or our tee sheet's an open book. Anybody can book it. But when you go to book lodging with us, the lodging with us, you have to call and talk to somebody. Because we have too much. You can't figure out your way around 11 courses. How would you ever figure out what room type I want to stay in or where I want to stay? So we will have, I mean, and nobody on this call is new. Our reservations team has, for golf specifically, has been in here anywhere from 3 years to 25 years.
Wow.
So they know the resorts, they know the courses. You tell us what you want, and they will help you curate your experience for the golf trip of a lifetime. But you have to talk to somebody that has a great understanding, and in a short period of time, they'll narrow it down, all the while saying, hey, are you online? Well, let me show you that hotel. Let me show you what that room is going to look like. Let me show you that course. And they walk you right through the experience so that there are no surprises.
That's really great. That's exceptional. And that's so very rare, obviously, as you know, for that to be the case. That's really, really great.
Yeah.
And it really does ensure that that the guest, whether they're solo and or with an entire group, is going to have the greatest possible experience that they could have, because that's just really rare. Thank you for pointing that out. That's very unique, and it's exceptional. With respect to the summer, which will be here before we know it, as you know.
Yes.
As you said, so many bullet points to go through. You and I could spend the entire day talking. But along with the Adidas State Pro-Am, you have that June 1st and 2nd at the Highlands and Highlands on the Heather and Donald Ross Memorial courses. What else do you have on tap for the upcoming summer months that you'd really like to touch upon, Ken?
Well, a couple unique. Last year was our first year hosting, and actually we found out just 2 days ago that we won the best new event on the LPGA Epson Tour last year for the first time ever. The third week of June, and they're coming back again this year. We hosted the Great Lakes Championship that was played on the Heather, contested on the Heather. So yeah, that was nice. Kudos. Then right ahead of the 4th of July weekend, I believe it's the 24th or 25th annual HAGA Coca-Cola Championship. So we have 12 to 18-year-olds from all over, literally all over the world, because there are a lot of Asian athletes that will come and spend the summer in the US. So we'll have people from Australia and Thailand and Japan playing in this HAGA event. And then there's two more unique events. One is our Tournament of Champions. It's always contested in late July. And what it is you had to be a former Michigan champion to play in this event. And depending on the event, if you won the Michigan Open, you might have 25-year exemption into it. If you've won our green jacket, then you have a lifetime exemption back in. If you've won a state high school championship, I think you have a 5-year exemption in. So there are about 35 tournaments that will qualify you in. But I
Okay.
mean, we have people that come back off the Canadian Tour and the Corn Ferry Tour. I mean, with all that golf, Michigan produces some good golfers. And we've had Corn Ferry players that they were disappointed, but they finished in the top 10, but they weren't in the top three on their return trip to Michigan, thinking, okay, I've got this. We're very fortunate. We have one athlete that we have two athletes we sponsor. Ryan Brem, who's currently on the Corn Ferry and had been on the PGA Tour, as well as Sarah White, who's on the LPGA Epson and plays in a few LPGA events. And she tries to make it a habit of coming back and playing in the TOC. She goes, my goal as a woman is to win the TOC. And it's only ever happened once. And it's been contested for about 30 years. So that's in late July. And then in late September, early October, we have one called the Harbor Cup. And 12 of our professionals at the end of the season play against 12 other local professionals. And while it's highly competitive, and I think we're up by one or two over about 24 years total in the events, but it's a fundraising we do for local communities and local charities, because last year we gave $125,000 to First Tee of Northern Michigan to fund it. But and that was about 15,000, but the lion's share of that goes to Manna Food Banks that actually distributes the money out to food banks here in Northern Michigan. And I think we gave $80,000 to Manna Food Banks last year
That's
to
fantastic.
help feed the people, especially during the holidays.
That's really great. That is amazing. And it does, from many comments you've made over the years, it sounds like it is it's a very strong community. And at BOYNE Golf have a very strong integration and commitment to the community. And I mean, it really is, I love which we went into last time, the story behind it and what BOYNE Golf really does mean to the community there.
Yeah, and you're right. The point about it being a two-way street. We really, a lot of resorts just want you to stay at the resort, spend your money, and never go see what else is outside. And we want you to go see the local community. We want, we love living here, and the people here want to share their experiences. They're not rude to tourists. They're very welcoming to anybody coming into golf. And we have people all the time that the reason they come back, like they come for the golf, but the reason they come back is the Northern Michigan experience and the way they're treated when they're out in the community and the warm and welcomeness. Now, is it a little self-serving? Yeah, it is, because I'll be honest with you. We know that if you stay at a resort for 4 or 5 days, I mean, our average stay is 4 days because there's so much to do. But
Which
if
for
you
golf
stay,
is
you can,
amazing. Which for a golf stay is amazing in itself.
yeah, yeah. And so we realized that if you stay there, whether you checked all the boxes or not, you figure I probably checked all the boxes and I don't need to come back. And if you stayed at one of the resorts, you couldn't have played more than 50% of the courses, and you probably didn't even do that. But
Yeah.
what we found, the self-serving part, is that if you come and stay, and okay, if there's all the things you want to do on a resort, but if you go off property, you keep finding more things you want to do there, and there's more things you didn't do. So now you're like, well, I was off. And there was I did all this, but there's all this I didn't do.
Yeah.
And because of that, I didn't do everything here. And then you just get ready to book your next thing because you're like, well, when I come back, I want to play this course again. But there's like these other ones, so I'll play these and one or two of these, and I'll do this instead of that. And every time you come, it's just you can make it a different experience if that's what you want.
Right. And so your retention rate is incredibly high. And then also your rate of return is incredibly high. It's exceptional. I would imagine you also have a number of people that actually change their lives and end up either those being that would be included among the elevated audience that either end up purchasing a second home there or a third, fourth, or a future home, because there is just so much to do, and because you have that type of experience. It's one thing to go to a golf course, just like it is to go to a ski resort and have a good time and whatnot. But when you find that special one, such as BOYNE, and you're in the golf world, it's you come for the golf, but you stay for life, really.
Yeah, and they share the secret with their friends. Okay, a couple may come, and the next time they show up, they have four, and then they start talking at their own parties back home, and the next thing you know, they have eight, and within 5 years, they have 12 to 16 people in their group that are coming up. One of the best. Last summer, I was on a patio overlooking Heather 18, a great place to have lunch after you're around, and there's a long water carry over that. And there's a route around the side, but everybody wants to challenge themselves. Anyway, we were sitting there, and a group of four ladies, and they were asking a question about it. And I said, "Look, I don't mean to butt in. I was waiting to talk to somebody that I had an appointment with, but I said, look, I overheard. I have your answer." And so, gave them the answer, and I said, "Hey," I said, "it sounds like you've been here before." And they're like, "Well, okay, I've been here. I've been coming for 12 years, and I've been coming for 8, and I've been coming for 4." And the other one's like, "I'm the newbie." And I'm like, "So you girls," and they're like, "Oh, this is a small group. Usually there's 8 girls, but there's only 4 this time." And I'm like, "Oh, so you just came up to golf for the week?" And they're like, "Well, actually, this is week 2." And I'm like, "You stayed for 2 weeks?" And they're like, "Well, we brought our husbands. So we had couples trip last week, and we played for 4 days. And then over the weekend, we sent the boys packing. They had to go back to Texas and work. And we stayed for another week to golf 1 round a day, go to the wineries, go over to Mackinac Island for a day." And I went, "I love you girls. How can I replicate more of this?" But I mean, it's not atypical. Well, it's not that every group does that, but I mean, where that a couple can come and play, and then, and split up or send somebody home to work while the rest stay.
Thank you for sharing that. That just gave me some really good ideas that I'll send to you when we finish up the conversation here with respect to just the exceptional marketing that you do, both in Elevated and beyond. That's a really great story. Thank you. And it speaks volumes as to what BOYNE is. And thus, of course, I've already been fortunate enough to get 32 minutes of your time. Is there anything, my dear friend, Ken Griffin, Director of Golf Sales and Marketing at BOYNE Golf, BOYNEGOLF.com, is there anything that I did not ask, along with, I think, the 50 bullet points that I missed, you said, or anything that we didn't touch upon that you'd like to now? And if anything, we should do this sooner rather than later.
Okay. Well, no, just, Judd, we appreciate the relationship. You reached out, what was it, 5 years ago now or something like that.
COVID.
And, we've, I think, been in every issue since.
Yeah.
And it's just that, both with our guests that we attract and with our media partners that also share the story and the experience of BOYNE Golf, we look for win-wins. Because if it's only a win for one, it's going to be a really short run deal. And so our relationship has been a great relationship, and the guests that you send and hopefully the experience they have is certainly a win for them, because that's, we want them to have that incredible experience so that they want to come back and bring their friends and share those experiences with their family and friends.
Thank you so much, Ken, for everything you just said. And thank you for being just absolutely so very wonderful to work with. And also, you're so passionate. I remember the first time that we were able to do one of these podcast conversations back in 2022, and you're so passionate about BOYNE and what you do. When it comes through in each and every one of your emails, but it speaks volumes about what BOYNE is and how special it is. And each and every comment that you've shared today emulates that and takes it that much further. I do hope personally that I will be dropping in there and so we can meet in person, and hopefully it's landing just about 1,000 feet from the hotel and check it out.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right.
Well, that's for your jet setter audience, right? For your jet setter audience, there's not a better place to get to.
That's exactly right. We actually just over a few days ago, it's now Elevated Jet Set Lifestyle. I've transitioned the name of that, and so
Okay.
you will be on the upcoming summer cover of that. To follow up on the current cover that you're on for the winter issue of Elevated Jetsetter magazine, which is a beautiful cover, and there are so many great new images in this new round that people will see in the upcoming spring issue of Elevated Jet Set Lifestyle magazine for BOYNE Golf. BOYNE Golf, the #1 place to experience golf and so much more in the United States and on the planet. BOYNEGOLF.com. Ken Griffin, Director of Golf Sales Marketing. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and congratulations on all of the personal elements in your life that you mentioned as well, my friend.
Thank you very much, Jed. Much appreciated.
Take care, brother. Bye.
You too.